beginning of every season, I set goals for myself, and I kind of try and make them as realistic as possible. I'll put some stretch goals in there a little bit, if I have a real good year. But the thing is, you gotta set goals. If you don't set goals, halfway through the season, you're kind of like, well, I'm not doing good, or I'm doing, real good. You just need to kind of, if you set goals, you have something to sit down halfway through the season and kind of like look at and evaluate yourself, how your season is going. My main goal for this year was to make the Forest Wood Cup as a professional. I've never made it. It's my first year. I've never made it as a pro before, so that was my main goal. Rookie of the year, I thought, that would be great, but with Rookie of the Year, there's no real financial gain to it or anything like that. Making the Forest Wood Cup, last place is another guaranteed $10,000. So, I kind of look at this like a business. And when I was in the corporate world, part of your, yearly planning was setting goals and monitoring goals, every quarter. And that's kind of the way I look at it right now. And, the main goal is for me, the main goal is to make as much money as I can doing this, because that's a big thing. If there's things like, having the biggest bag, the biggest 4-day wait, to me, yeah, that'd be awesome, but something like that, I mean, it doesn't pay the bills. It's not like when the mortgage company calls, you can tell them, well, I had the biggest 4-day wait in the history of FLW or Bass. So, my goals are pretty much, tied more to monetary than ego, just because that's kind of, what keeps you going in this sport, it's the money. So, in the Forest Wood Cup, that's a huge deal, because there's a lot, you get to fish for a lot of money there. You fish against 35 to 45 guys for 500,000. So that's kind of my main goal right now. It's strange too. Like, I've been following this sport for a while now, and it seems like there's certain guys that are conducive to winning. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's their mental attitude, or because there's a lot of guys that finish in the top 10 that don't win a whole lot. You know what I mean? And I think some guys just have like I don't know if it's an extra gear when they get close. You know what I mean? And they turn it on, and I think that's why those guys win. And I think some guys, they don't have that extra gear. They're mentally they just don't. I don't know. It just seems like the guys that win tournaments always win. No matter what level it is. If it's if a guy won a BFL and he steps up to the Everstart, he usually wins an Everstart, or vice versa, or stuff like that. And you look at like Jason Christie, and he wins all the time. He's a great angler, but he's what I call a winner. Brent Ehrler is a winner. Randall Tharp. Those guys are always gonna. They might have bad tournaments in there, but for some reason they always win. Where you're just as good as angler, like some other guys that are always in the top 10, but they might have won one in their career. You know what I mean? No matter what level they've been at. I think too, a lot of these guys that win, I think they get the taste of winning, and then they'll do anything to, just keep winning. I think that's kind of the deal. Like, I've hung around Randall Tharp a little bit, outside of fishing, and it doesn't matter what you're doing. Like, he'll be playing bean toss, or, he could be playing a video game. It doesn't matter what it is. He wants to win at everything. You know what I mean? I think, you need that at that level. I don't know. I try to figure out. I've won 4 tournaments in the last couple of years, but, I haven't won anything big out of the front. That's kind of, and I haven't been doing the front that long, but it starts creeping up on you. Like, it's how, I've been close. I've been close in Everstarts. 2 Everstarts I fished out here in the last 2 years. Well, not this year. The 2 prior years, I was first going into the 3rd day and second going into the 3rd day. I didn't win one, and then I was leading Okeechobee this year as a pro, and I slipped off to 6th, and it's kind of like, it kind of starts playing on your head, And I know how hard it is to win, so I'm not saying that, this is not like, wins are out there left and right. There's guys that have done this a whole career and never won, but I want to win. You know, that's the deal there. And I think, I mean, the way the sport is, I think you got to win one in your first at least 3 or 4 years, or you're not going to, you know, it's hard to stay around. You know, you just slowly drain your savings with the cost of gas and the cost of equipment.